Hello and welcome back to the Frugal Spender. Today I want to talk to you about automating your finances, and in particular your savings and your investments. Firstly, I need to tell you, I am not a financial advisor. Everything I say in this video is for information and is not specific advice to yourself. Now, if you feel like you do need specific advice, you need to go and seek professional help from a financial advisor. And you do need to remember that your investments, especially when you invest in the stock market or any sort of investment, that the value of your portfolio can go up, but it can also go down. It's very important to do your own research and learn and be comfortable with what you're investing in. When it comes to saving and investing, a great way to get started is to have a goal, an end goal in the future that you can write down and constantly remind yourself by looking at it periodically, monthly or yearly. This goal should be very specific, such as by the age of 65, I want to have £2 million in my investment accounts so that I can retire with dignity. The reason why you want to have a very specific goal is that you can work backwards and plan towards it. A great way to reach your financial goals with a lot of time and energy spent on it is to automate your finances. By doing this, it takes the pain away of physically having to put money into a separate account. We do this with all our bills, such as our mortgage or our electric bill or your subscriptions. Have you ever thought about why you set up direct debits to make those payments? Those companies want guaranteed money coming in every single month. They can't rely on everybody manually every single month making those payments. So why don't you do that with your finances? Consistent payments add up over time. It's called the compound effect. It's not really about how much you earn. It's about what you do with the money you do earn and how you spend it. There's a great book by Darren Hardy called The Compound Effect. In this book, there is a really good example of the compound effect in action. He poses two scenarios. The first scenario, he says he will offer you $3 million. The second scenario, he says instead of giving you that $3 million, he'll give you 1 cent. And every single day for 31 days, he will double the amount he gives you. First day, 1 cent. Second day, 2 cents. Third day, 4 cents. He'll continue to do that for 31 days. And he asks the question, would you rather take the 3 million or would you rather take the doubling cent? Now, the interesting outcome is, if you took the 3 million, you'd be $7 million worse off, because the compound effect of doubling over 31 days, you would have £10 million. And if you look at this in a chart, it happens towards the end. It starts here and it goes up in a really steep curve towards the end. I think it's by day 19, it starts to really get up to high numbers. Now, we can translate that to investing or just your normal finances. With the interest that you gain, it takes quite a while for it to start compounding dramatically, but when it does, the effect of compound interest leaves you with a large sum of money in the future. And it's the reason why, every book that talks about investing, especially in index funds and ETFs, is that it's not about timing the market, it's about time in the market. Leaving your money within the stock market for a long period of time will compound. Now, a lot of people think this is a scary thing. However, everybody who has a pension, they fail to realize that actually that money is being invested in the stock market. Most of us are already investors. Whether we're deciding where it goes or not, our money is being invested. Now, it's important to note here that when you put your money into the stock market, your capital is at risk. The value of your stocks can go up, but they can also go down. Now, a lot of people sell stocks when the market crashes out of sheer panic because they don't want to lose any more money. However, it's important that you realize that you only lose money from stocks when you sell those stocks. If over time that stock regains its value and more so, you haven't lost any money. The reality is the stock market in general is volatile. Things go up and things go down. It really depends about when you take that money out. So how can you automate your finances? Now, the first tip I would give you is to pay yourself first. Before you pay anybody else, put money aside into your savings or investment accounts. Now, there's a great book called The Richest Man in Babylon. The concept behind that book is to pay yourself 1/10 of your salary every single month and put it away for the future. Now you can translate that to 10%, 15%, 20%, whatever it is that you can currently afford to put away. But the important thing to do is to give that money to yourself before you give any money to anybody else. Now, what I would say is over time, there's a good chance that you're going to get incremental pay increases or potentially large pay increases. So this percentage that you do put away should go up along with your salaries. Now, this also prevents lifestyle inflation as well as defeating actual inflation. Now, the second way you can automate your finances is by setting up direct debits to take your money straight into your savings or investments accounts. Now, I would definitely advise doing this as close to payday as possible. That removes any sort of temptation to spend that money before it goes into your savings account. I would also say it should probably be an account that you don't look at very often, because the old saying goes, out of sight, out of mind. You'll forget that it's there and it will accumulate over time. Make sure you review it and make sure you know that there is actually money building up there. Keep an eye on it. However, once it goes out, you almost forget about it. Thirdly, you should match your employer's contribution in your pension. This is free money. This also applies to people who are self-employed, because you will get money back via tax relief. This really is other people putting money into your retirement pot for nothing. Because this is pre-tax money, the beauty of that is it's a bigger sum of money. Sure, you get taxed at the other end, but it allows the growth to happen quicker. You have money that you've put in, money that your employer or governor put in, more than you would have been able to put in. You have a larger sum of money. Over time, the compounding effect is even more, because there's more money in there than you could have put in yourself. Don't say no to free money. You should also consider rounding up your spending. A lot of banks have this option available within their accounts. Challenger banks such as Starling and Monzo have really integrated it really well into the apps that they use. But essentially, every time you make a payment on your card or online, you can round it up to the nearest pound or £2 or £5. The beauty of this is you're not even thinking about it. You're not consciously saving money, but the extra money that you're rounding up every single time can go into a separate space or pot or account, depending on which bank you use. And over time, that will gradually build up. And then when you have a large sum of money, you can use that for whatever you want. Now, Moneybox is a platform that utilizes this feature, but what it actually does is it allows you to invest the money that it rounds up. I actually started investing with this platform because I was a bit concerned and worried about investing when I first started, and I thought, well, if I just rounded up my spending and used a small amount of money to invest, I could learn how to do it with very, very low risk. When I built up a reasonable sum of money, I then transferred that into another stocks and shares ISA with another company, in this case Vanguard, and then I increased the money that I put into that account because I became more comfortable and knowledgeable about investing. Now, there are 3 great books that really inspired me to automate my savings, and that was The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, and David Bark's The Automatic Millionaire. Now, I would definitely urge you to read those books because there's a lot of information in those 3 books that can help you with your finances. I'll put a link in the description below, so definitely check those out. Now, these are just a few tips and ideas about how you can automate your finances. But at the end of the day, all it's doing is taking out the effort of actually investing and saving. It takes away the pain of physically having to go into your online banking and move things around, and you're actually at that point probably thinking, maybe I could use this money for something else. If you just take away all of that by automating it, and you almost forget, by the end of the month, I'm getting paid, whatever's left in there after you pay yourself, you know that's for bills, petrol, food, etc. If you have any other great ways of automating your savings, please let me know in the comment section below. And as always, please, if you subscribe, you will get a notification every time I release a new video, and please make sure you give this video a thumbs up.